CLEP Introduction to Educational Psychology Modern States. Question 1. From this example, where students start feeling nervous after a certain chime is repeatedly paired with a pop quiz, which answer should Clara select? Option A, classical conditioning. Option B, operant conditioning. Option C, metacognition. Option D, constructivism. The correct answer is option A, classical conditioning. This describes classical conditioning because a neutral stimulus becomes linked with an emotional response after repeated pairings. Operant conditioning is not the best choice because it focuses on consequences after behavior rather than associations before a response. Metacognition is different because it concerns thinking about one's own thinking, not learned emotional associations. Constructivism does not fit because it explains active meaning-making, not a reflexive conditioned response. Question 2. Students in a quiet study group discuss why a teacher adds praise after a student participates and participation increases. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, punishment. Option B, extinction. Option C, positive reinforcement. Option D, negative reinforcement. The correct answer is option C, positive reinforcement. This describes positive reinforcement because a desirable consequence is added after a behavior, making that behavior more likely. Punishment is not the best choice because it aims to reduce behavior rather than increase it. Extinction is different because it weakens behavior by withholding reinforcement. Negative reinforcement does not fit because it removes an unpleasant condition rather than adding a reward. Question 3. Teachers in an online prep session wonder why students complete homework early to avoid a weekly reminder call home. Which principle applies? Option A, response cost. Option B, positive reinforcement. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, negative reinforcement. The correct answer is option D, negative reinforcement. This describes negative reinforcement because a behavior increases because it helps the learner avoid or remove something unpleasant. Response cost is not the best choice because it removes a privilege after misbehavior. Positive reinforcement is different because it adds a pleasant consequence rather than removing an unpleasant one. Classical conditioning does not fit because it involves stimulus association rather than consequences shaping behavior. Question 4. Can Clara treat a student receives an extra cleanup task after throwing paper and the behavior decreases as evidence of which concept? Option A, negative reinforcement. Option B, shaping. Option C, positive punishment. Option D, positive reinforcement. The correct answer is option C, positive punishment. This describes positive punishment because an unpleasant consequence is added to reduce an unwanted behavior. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Shaping is different because it builds behavior through small reinforced steps. Positive reinforcement does not fit because it adds something desirable to increase behavior. Question 5. If Clara must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a teacher rewards each closer attempt as a shy learner gradually speaks louder in class? Option A, extinction. Option B, reciprocal teaching. Option C, shaping. Option D, fixed ratio schedule. The correct answer is option C, shaping. This describes shaping because successive approximations are reinforced until the desired behavior develops. Extinction is not the best choice because it reduces behavior by removing reinforcement. Reciprocal teaching is different because it uses student-led reading strategies rather than behavior building. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it reinforces after a set number of responses, not gradual progress. Question 6. Rather than guessing, Clara should connect a teacher stops laughing at off-task jokes and the jokes slowly fade away with which concept? Option A, spaced practice. Option B, extinction. Option C, punishment. Option D, modeling. The correct answer is option B, Extinction. This describes extinction because a previously reinforced behavior decreases when reinforcement is no longer provided. Spaced practice is not the best choice because it improves memory through distributed study sessions. Punishment is different because it adds or removes a consequence to reduce behavior more directly. Modeling does not fit because it involves learning by watching others. Question 7. Curiosity rises when Clara reads that a learner keeps answering review questions because bonus points appear after unpredictable numbers of correct responses. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, variable ratio schedule. Option B, variable interval schedule. Option C, fixed interval schedule. Option D, fixed ratio schedule. The correct answer is option A, variable ratio schedule. This describes variable ratio schedule because reinforcement occurs after an unpredictable number of responses, which often produces steady responding. Variable interval schedule is not the best choice because it rewards after changing time intervals rather than response counts. Fixed interval schedule is different because it rewards the first response after a set amount of time. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it rewards after a predictable number of responses. Question 8. A CLEP style scenario says students work hardest right before a quiz that happens every Friday. Which answer best captures it for Clara? Option A, variable ratio schedule. Option B, fixed ratio schedule. Option C, fixed interval schedule. Option D, token economy. The correct answer is option C, fixed interval schedule. This describes fixed interval schedule because reinforcement is available after a predictable amount of time has passed. Variable ratio schedule is not the best choice because it depends on unpredictable response counts. Fixed ratio schedule is different because it depends on a set number of responses. Token economy does not fit because it uses symbolic rewards exchanged for privileges. Question 9. Inside a teacher training scenario, Clara studies why a child copies a classmate's polite hand raising after seeing the classmate praised. Which concept fits? Option A, insight learning. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, trial and error learning. Option D, observational learning. The correct answer is option D, observational learning. This describes observational learning because the learner changes behavior after watching another person and the consequences that follow. Insight learning is not the best choice because it involves a sudden solution, not imitation. Classical conditioning is different because it links stimuli rather than modeling behavior. Trial and error learning does not fit because it depends on personal attempts and feedback rather than watching a model. Question 10. Looking at the clue that a student with strong belief in personal ability chooses harder practice problems, which idea should Clara remember? Option A, self-efficacy. Option B, self-concept. Option C, intrinsic motivation. Option D, external locus of control. The correct answer is option A, self-efficacy. This describes self-efficacy because the learner's belief in their capability affects effort, persistence, and challenge choice. Self-concept is not the best choice because it is a broader view of oneself, not task-specific confidence. Intrinsic motivation is different because it refers to interest or enjoyment, not belief in ability. External locus of control does not fit because it attributes outcomes to outside forces rather than personal capability. Question 11. Clara sees that a learner's confidence, classroom behavior, and teacher response all influence one another during a learning lab. Which concept best explains it? Option A, reciprocal determinism. Option B, norm reference testing. Option C, maturation. Option D, classical conditioning. The correct answer is option A, reciprocal determinism. This describes reciprocal determinism because personal factors, behavior, and environment interact in a two-way pattern. Norm reference testing is not the best choice because it compares scores to other test takers. Maturation is different because it emphasizes biological growth rather than social interaction cycles. Classical conditioning does not fit because it focuses on learned stimulus associations. Question 12. When Clara notices that a teacher gives sentence starters at first and slowly removes them as students improve in an after-school class, which idea is being tested? Option A, extinction. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, scaffolding. Option D, standardization. The correct answer is option C. Scaffolding. This describes scaffolding because temporary support is provided and then withdrawn as learners become more independent. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Summative assessment is different because it evaluates learning after instruction is complete. Standardization does not fit because it keeps testing procedures the same for everyone. Question 13. During a student coaching session, Clara studies a case where a learner can solve a problem with hints but not yet alone. Which term fits best? Option A, formal operational stage. Option B, reliability. Option C, mastery learning. Option D, zone of proximal development. The correct answer is option D. Zone of proximal development. This describes zone of proximal development because the task sits between independent ability and what the learner can do with support. Formal operational stage is not the best choice because it describes abstract reasoning, not support level. Reliability is different because it concerns score consistency, not learning support. Mastery learning does not fit because it requires reaching a performance standard before moving on. Question 14. In a mini lecture, Clara asks why a child calls a zebra a horse because it fits an existing animal category. Which answer names the idea? Option A, assimilation. Option B, conservation. Option C, accommodation. Option D, encoding. The correct answer is option A. Assimilation. This describes assimilation because new information is interpreted using an existing mental schema. Conservation is not the best choice because it is understanding that quantity can stay the same despite appearance changes. Accommodation is different because it changes the schema to fit new information. Encoding does not fit because it is getting information into memory. Question 15. After reading that a child changes the animal category after learning zebras are not horses, how should Clara label the concept? Option A, assimilation. Option B, accommodation. Option C, rehearsal. Option D, class inclusion. The correct answer is option B. Accommodation. This describes accommodation because an existing schema is revised when new information does not fit. Assimilation is not the best choice because it would force new information into an old schema. Rehearsal is different because it is repeating information to maintain it in memory. Class inclusion does not fit because it involves understanding category relationships. Question 16. For a short exam review, Clara connects a child solves conservation tasks but struggles with purely hypothetical logic with which principle? Option A, concrete operational thinking. Option B, pre-operational thinking. Option C, formal operational thinking. Option D, sensoromotor thinking. The correct answer is option A. Concrete operational thinking. This describes concrete operational thinking because children can reason logically about concrete objects but not fully abstract possibilities. Pre-operational thinking is not the best choice because it often lacks conservation and logical reversibility. Formal operational thinking is different because it includes abstract and hypothetical reasoning. Sensoromotor thinking does not fit because it centers on infant sensory and motor exploration. Question 17. Could a case where a teen reasons through a hypothetical justice problem without needing physical examples be an example of which concept for Clara? Option A, object permanence. Option B, formal operational thinking. Option C, pre-operational thinking. Option D, concrete operational thinking. The correct answer is option B. Formal operational thinking. This describes formal operational thinking because abstract and hypothetical reasoning are key features of this stage. Object permanence is not the best choice because it is an infant understanding that objects still exist when unseen. Pre-operational thinking is different because it is marked by symbolic thought but limited logic. Concrete operational thinking does not fit because it works best with tangible examples. Question 18. Why would Clara link an infant searches for a hidden toy instead of acting as if it disappeared to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, object permanence. Option B, conservation. Option C, egocentrism. Option D, centration. The correct answer is option A. Object permanence. This describes object permanence because the child understands that objects continue to exist even when out of sight. Conservation is not the best choice because it involves understanding quantity despite appearance changes. Egocentrism is different because it involves difficulty taking another person's viewpoint. Centration does not fit because it means focusing on one feature while ignoring others. Question 19. A practice item tells Clara that an elementary student gains pride from mastering reading and classroom skills. Which concept is most likely? Option A, trust versus mistrust. Option B, industry versus inferiority. Option C, generativity versus stagnation. Option D, identity versus role confusion. The correct answer is option B. Industry versus inferiority. This describes industry versus inferiority because school-age children build competence through successful work and feedback. Trust versus mistrust is not the best choice because it centers on infant caregiver reliability. Generativity versus stagnation is different because it focuses on adult contribution to others. Identity versus role confusion does not fit because it is mainly an adolescent search for personal identity. Question 20. Before answering, Clara identifies that a teenager explores values, careers, and beliefs to answer who they are. Which term should be chosen? Option A, identity versus role confusion. Option B, intimacy versus isolation. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, autonomy versus shame. The correct answer is option A. Identity versus role confusion. This describes identity versus role confusion because adolescents work toward a stable sense of self and direction. Intimacy versus isolation is not the best choice because it usually involves young adult relationships. Industry versus inferiority is different because it focuses on school-age competence. Autonomy versus shame does not fit because it describes toddlers building independence. Question 21. Which choice helps Clara explain why a student says cheating is wrong because rules and community expectations matter in a tutoring table? Option A, post-conventional morality. Option B, conventional morality. Option C, pre-conventional morality. Option D, moral realism. The correct answer is option B. Conventional morality. This describes conventional morality because moral reasoning is based on social approval, rules, and maintaining order. Post-conventional morality is not the best choice because it uses broad ethical principles beyond rules. Pre-conventional morality is different because it focuses on rewards and punishments. Moral realism does not fit because it treats rules as fixed and unchangeable. Question 22. How can Clara classify a classroom moment where a child avoids lying mainly to escape punishment or earn a reward? Option A, identity achievement. Option B, post-conventional morality. Option C, conventional morality. Option D, pre-conventional morality. The correct answer is option D. Pre-conventional morality. This describes pre-conventional morality because moral decisions are driven by personal consequences such as punishment or reward. Identity achievement is not the best choice because it describes commitment after exploration, not moral reasoning. Post-conventional morality is different because it reasons from abstract principles and rights. Conventional morality does not fit because it emphasizes rules and approval from society. Question 23. Suppose Clara observes that a student argues that a rule should be challenged when it violates basic human rights. Which concept is shown? Option A, pre-conventional morality. Option B, learned helplessness. Option C, post-conventional morality. Option D, conventional morality. The correct answer is option C. Post-conventional morality. This describes post-conventional morality because moral reasoning is guided by universal principles rather than simple rule following. Pre-conventional morality is not the best choice because it focuses on personal gain or punishment. Learned helplessness is different because it concerns giving up after repeated failure. Conventional morality does not fit because it generally supports rules and social order. Question 24. While reviewing, Clara sees a teacher plans choices that include music, movement, language, and spatial design. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, working memory. Option B, multiple intelligences. Option C, norm reference testing. Option D, G factor. The correct answer is option B. Multiple intelligences. This describes multiple intelligences because the approach treats ability as varied across different domains of strength. Working memory is not the best choice because it is a limited mental workspace. Norm reference testing is different because it compares learners to a group. G factor does not fit because it emphasizes a general intelligence factor. Question 25. One interesting clue says an assignment asks students to solve problems, create products, and apply ideas in daily life. Which educational psychology term fits for Clara? Option A, triarchic intelligence. Option B, multiple intelligences. Option C, criterion reference testing. Option D, fluid intelligence. The correct answer is option A. Triarchic intelligence. This describes triarchic intelligence because Sternberg's model highlights analytical, creative, and practical intelligence. Multiple intelligences is not the best choice because it lists broader domains such as musical or bodily kinesthetic abilities. Criterion reference testing is different because it measures performance against standards. Fluid intelligence does not fit because it refers to novel problem-solving ability. Question 26. From this example, where a learner studies child development because the topic feels genuinely fascinating, which answer should Clara select? Option A, intrinsic motivation. Option B, performance goal. Option C, negative reinforcement. Option D, extrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option A. Intrinsic motivation. This describes intrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by interest, curiosity, or enjoyment of the activity itself. Performance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on looking competent compared with others. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Extrinsic motivation does not fit because it depends on outside rewards or pressures. Question 27. Students in an after-school class discuss why a student completes extra practice mainly to earn a gift card. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, intrinsic motivation. Option B, extrinsic motivation. Option C, mastery goal. Option D, self-regulation. The correct answer is option B. Extrinsic motivation. This describes extrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by an outside reward rather than the activity itself. Intrinsic motivation is not the best choice because it comes from interest or enjoyment. Mastery goal is different because it emphasizes learning and improvement. Self-regulation does not fit because it involves planning and monitoring one's learning. Question 28. Teachers in a student coaching session wonder why a learner chooses difficult questions to improve understanding even if mistakes happen. Which principle applies? Option A, avoidance goal. Option B, performance goal. Option C, fixed mindset. Option D, mastery goal. The correct answer is option D. Mastery goal. This describes mastery goal because the focus is on growth, learning, and skill development. Avoidance goal is not the best choice because it focuses on avoiding failure or embarrassment. Performance goal is different because it focuses on proving ability or outperforming others. Fixed mindset does not fit because it treats ability as unchangeable. Question 29. Can Clara treat a student studies mainly to score higher than classmates and appear smart as evidence of which concept? Option A, intrinsic motivation. Option B, mastery goal. Option C, metacognition. Option D, performance goal. The correct answer is option D. Performance goal. This describes performance goal because the learner is focused on demonstrating ability relative to others. Intrinsic motivation is not the best choice because it centers on enjoyment or curiosity. Mastery goal is different because it centers on improvement and understanding. Metacognition does not fit because it involves awareness and control of thinking. Question 30. If Clara must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a learner explains a failed test by blaming effort, task difficulty, luck, or ability? Option A, classroom ecology. Option B, attribution theory. Option C, information processing theory. Option D, constructivism. The correct answer is option B. Attribution theory. This describes attribution theory because it examines how people explain causes of success and failure. Classroom ecology is not the best choice because it focuses on classroom environment patterns. Information processing theory is different because it explains how information moves through memory systems. Constructivism does not fit because it emphasizes building meaning from experience. Question 31. Rather than guessing, Clara should connect a student stops trying because repeated failures made success feel impossible with which concept? Option A, positive transfer. Option B, self-efficacy. Option C, growth mindset. Option D, learned helplessness. The correct answer is option D. Learned helplessness. This describes learned helplessness because repeated uncontrollable failure can reduce motivation and effort. Positive transfer is not the best choice because it happens when prior learning helps new learning. Self-efficacy is different because it refers to belief in capability, not resignation. Growth mindset does not fit because it supports belief that ability can improve. Question 32. Curiosity rises when Clara reads that a student treats mistakes as evidence that a skill can improve with strategy and effort. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, fixed mindset. Option B, external attribution. Option C, growth mindset. Option D, entity theory. The correct answer is option C. Growth mindset. This describes growth mindset because ability is viewed as developable through effort, feedback, and better strategies. Fixed mindset is not the best choice because it treats ability as stable and hard to change. External attribution is different because it places causes outside the learner. Entity theory does not fit because it is another way to describe fixed views of ability. Question 33. A CLEP-style scenario says a hungry, unsafe student struggles to focus on a challenging lesson. Which answer best captures it for Clara? Option A, Kohlberg theory. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, Bloom taxonomy. Option D, Maslow hierarchy of needs. The correct answer is option D. Maslow hierarchy of needs. This describes Maslow hierarchy of needs because basic physiological and safety needs can affect readiness for higher level learning. Kohlberg theory is not the best choice because it describes moral reasoning development. Classical conditioning is different because it explains learned stimulus response associations. Bloom taxonomy does not fit because it classifies cognitive learning objectives. Question 34. Inside a morning lesson, Clara studies why a student loses track while solving a long mental math problem with many steps. Which concept fits? Option A, procedural memory. Option B, sensory memory. Option C, long-term memory. Option D, working memory. The correct answer is option D. Working memory. This describes working memory because working memory is the limited mental space used to hold and process information temporarily. Procedural memory is not the best choice because it stores skills and habits. Sensory memory is different because it briefly holds raw sensory input. Long-term memory does not fit because it stores information over extended periods. Question 35. Looking at the clue that a learner recalls a teaching theory studied weeks earlier, which idea should Clara remember? Option A, working memory. Option B, long-term memory. Option C, selective attention. Option D, sensory memory. The correct answer is option B, long-term memory. This describes long-term memory because information retained over time is stored in long-term memory. Working memory is not the best choice because it is temporary and limited during active thinking. Selective attention is different because it filters what receives mental focus. Sensory memory does not fit because it lasts only briefly after stimulation. Question 36. Clara sees that a student turns a new vocabulary term into a meaningful example to remember it during a tutoring table. Which concept best explains it? Option A, encoding. Option B, retrieval. Option C, extinction. Option D, validity. The correct answer is option A, encoding. This describes encoding because encoding is the process of getting information into memory in a usable form. Retrieval is not the best choice because it involves pulling stored information back out. Extinction is different because it weakens a learned behavior. Validity does not fit because it concerns whether a test measures what it should. Question 37. When Clara notices that a learner closes the book and answers questions from memory to strengthen recall in a classroom discussion, which idea is being tested? Option A, retrieval practice. Option B, massed practice. Option C, centration. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option A, retrieval practice. This describes retrieval practice because actively recalling information improves later memory more than simply rereading. Massed practice is not the best choice because it compresses study into one long session. Centration is different because it means focusing on one feature of a situation. Summative assessment does not fit because it evaluates learning at the end of instruction. Question 38. During a quick quiz review, Clara studies a case where a student studies the same concepts in short sessions across several days. Which term fits best? Option A, norming. Option B, massed practice. Option C, shaping. Option D, spaced practice. The correct answer is option D, spaced practice. This describes spaced practice because learning is distributed over time, which usually supports stronger retention. Norming is not the best choice because it creates comparison data for a test. Massed practice is different because it packs study into one concentrated period. Shaping does not fit because it reinforces gradual behavior changes. Question 39. In a teacher training scenario, Clara asks why a learner links a new theory to personal classroom experiences. Which answer names the idea? Option A, reliability. Option B, rote rehearsal. Option C, elaboration. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option C, elaboration. This describes elaboration because new information is made more meaningful by connecting it to existing knowledge. Reliability is not the best choice because it refers to consistency of measurement. Rote rehearsal is different because it repeats information without adding meaning. Extinction does not fit because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Question 40. After reading that a student groups a long list of theorists into behaviorist, cognitive, and social categories, how should Clara label the concept? Option A, accommodation. Option B, chunking. Option C, response cost. Option D, overlearning. The correct answer is option B, chunking. This describes chunking because information is organized into meaningful units to reduce memory load. Accommodation is not the best choice because it changes a schema to fit new information. Response cost is different because it removes a privilege to reduce behavior. Overlearning does not fit because it continues practice after initial mastery. Question 41. For a short exam review, Clara connects a student, checks which topics are weak and adjusts the study plan with which principle? Option A, extrinsic motivation. Option B, metacognition. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, automaticity. The correct answer is option B, metacognition. This describes metacognition because the learner monitors and controls their own thinking and learning strategies. Extrinsic motivation is not the best choice because it depends on external rewards. Classical conditioning is different because it involves learned associations. Automaticity does not fit because it means a skill requires little conscious effort. Question 42. Could a case where knowledge from a statistics lesson helps a student understand test reliability be an example of which concept for Clara? Option A, cognitive dissonance. Option B, transfer of learning. Option C, negative punishment. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option B, transfer of learning. This describes transfer of learning because previous learning influences performance in a new but related situation. Cognitive dissonance is not the best choice because it involves discomfort from conflicting beliefs. Negative punishment is different because it removes something desirable to reduce behavior. Extinction does not fit because it reduces behavior when reinforcement stops. Question 43. Why would Clara link a teacher gives a big picture concept map before a complex lesson begins to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, token economy. Option B, advanced organizer. Option C, exit ticket. Option D, random assignment. The correct answer is option B, advanced organizer. This describes advanced organizer because a preview structure helps learners connect new information to prior knowledge. Token economy is not the best choice because it uses symbolic rewards. Exit ticket is different because it checks understanding at the end of a lesson. Random assignment does not fit because it places participants into groups by chance. Question 44. A practice item tells Clara that a learner uses an existing mental framework about classrooms to understand a new teaching method. Which concept is most likely? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, reinforcer. Option C, rubric. Option D, schema. The correct answer is option D, schema. This describes schema because a schema is an organized knowledge structure used to interpret information. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it shows relative standing in a group. Reinforcer is different because it is a consequence that increases behavior. Rubric does not fit because it is a scoring guide. Question 45. Before answering, Clara identifies that too many visuals, terms, and steps overwhelm a learner during a first lesson. Which term should be chosen? Option A, reliability. Option B, intrinsic motivation. Option C, cognitive load. Option D, egocentrism. The correct answer is option C, cognitive load. This describes cognitive load because working memory can become overloaded when too much information must be processed at once. Reliability is not the best choice because it concerns consistency of scores. Intrinsic motivation is different because it concerns interest and enjoyment. Egocentrism does not fit because it means difficulty taking another viewpoint. Question 46. Which choice helps Clara explain why students build their own understanding through discussion, examples, and problem solving in a Bright Review class? Option A, constructivism. Option B, maturation. Option C, behaviorism. Option D, standardization. The correct answer is option A, constructivism. This describes constructivism because learners actively construct meaning rather than simply receive information. Maturation is not the best choice because it emphasizes biological growth. Behaviorism is different because it emphasizes observable behavior and consequences. Standardization does not fit because it keeps procedures uniform. Question 47. How can Clara classify a classroom moment where students investigate a question, gather evidence, and develop an explanation? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, direct instruction. Option C, fixed ratio reinforcement. Option D, inquiry-based learning. The correct answer is option D. Inquiry-based learning. This describes inquiry-based learning because learning begins with questions and exploration rather than only direct telling. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares students to one another. Direct instruction is different because it uses clear teacher-led explanation and guided practice. Fixed ratio reinforcement does not fit because it rewards after a set number of responses. Question 48. Suppose Clara observes that a teacher models a skill, guides practice, checks understanding, and gives feedback. Which concept is shown? Option A, portfolio assessment. Option B, direct instruction. Option C, discovery learning. Option D, peer tutoring. The correct answer is option B. Direct instruction. This describes direct instruction because the method uses explicit teaching steps and structured practice. Portfolio assessment is not the best choice because it collects work over time. Discovery learning is different because it expects students to uncover ideas with less direct guidance. Peer tutoring does not fit because it uses students helping students. Question 49. While reviewing, Clara sees students work in small groups with shared goals and individual accountability. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, competitive learning. Option B, cooperative learning. Option C, lecture method. Option D, independent study. The correct answer is option B. Cooperative learning. This describes cooperative learning because learners collaborate while each member remains responsible for contributing. Competitive learning is not the best choice because it ranks students against one another. Lecture method is different because it centers on teacher presentation. Independent study does not fit because it relies on solo learning. Question 50. One interesting clue says a teacher adjusts tasks, materials, and support based on learner readiness. Which educational psychology term fits for Clara? Option A, random sampling. Option B, differentiated instruction. Option C, summative assessment. Option D, standardized instruction. The correct answer is option B. Differentiated instruction. This describes differentiated instruction because instruction is adapted to different needs while keeping meaningful learning goals. Random sampling is not the best choice because it selects participants for research. Summative assessment is different because it evaluates after instruction. Standardized instruction does not fit because it delivers the same approach to all students. Question 51. From this example, where a lesson offers text, audio, visuals, and different ways to show understanding from the start, which answer should Clara select? Option A, mastery grading. Option B, accommodation only. Option C, tracking. Option D, universal design for learning. The correct answer is option D. Universal design for learning. This describes universal design for learning because UDL plans flexible access and expression options before barriers appear. Mastery grading is not the best choice because it focuses on reaching standards before moving ahead. Accommodation only is different because it changes access for an individual after a need is identified. Tracking does not fit because it separates students into groups by perceived ability. Question 52. Students in a classroom discussion discuss why a teacher uses a quick exit question to adjust tomorrow's lesson. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, summative assessment. Option B, formative assessment. Option C, placement test. Option D, norm-referenced assessment. The correct answer is option B. Formative assessment. This describes formative assessment because the assessment is used during learning to guide instruction and feedback. Summative assessment is not the best choice because it judges learning after instruction is complete. Placement test is different because it sorts students before instruction begins. Norm-referenced assessment does not fit because it compares performance to other learners. Question 53. Teachers in a quick quiz review wonder why a final exam measures what students learned after the unit ends. Which principle applies? Option A, summative assessment. Option B, anecdotal record. Option C, diagnostic assessment. Option D, formative assessment. The correct answer is option A. Summative assessment. This describes summative assessment because the assessment evaluates achievement at the end of a learning period. Anecdotal record is not the best choice because it is a brief observational note. Diagnostic assessment is different because it identifies starting strengths and needs. Formative assessment does not fit because it guides instruction during learning. Question 54. Can Clara treat a student's score is judged against a fixed standard of mastery as evidence of which concept? Option A, norm-referenced assessment. Option B, informal observation. Option C, criterion-referenced assessment. Option D, ipsative assessment. The correct answer is option C. Criterion-referenced assessment. This describes criterion-referenced assessment because performance is compared with defined criteria rather than other students. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares students to a reference group. Informal observation is different because it is not necessarily tied to a fixed standard. Ipsative assessment does not fit because it compares a student to their own past performance. Question 55. If Clara must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a score report shows how a student performed compared with a national sample? Option A, authentic assessment. Option B, criterion-referenced assessment. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, formative assessment. The correct answer is option C. Norm-referenced assessment. This describes norm-referenced assessment because the score is interpreted relative to other test takers. Authentic assessment is not the best choice because it uses real-world tasks. Criterion-referenced assessment is different because it compares performance to a standard. Formative assessment does not fit because it is used during learning for improvement. Question 56. Rather than guessing, Clara should connect a test gives similar results when the same skill is measured repeatedly with which concept? Option A, reliability. Option B, bias. Option C, validity. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option A. Reliability. This describes reliability because reliability means scores are consistent across time, items, or raters. Bias is not the best choice because it concerns unfair advantage or disadvantage. Validity is different because it asks whether the test measures the intended construct. Percentile rank does not fit because it reports relative standing. Question 57. Curiosity rises when Clara reads that a math test actually measures math reasoning instead of reading speed. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, standard error. Option B, inter-rater agreement. Option C, reliability. Option D, validity. The correct answer is option D. Validity. This describes validity because validity concerns whether an assessment measures what it claims to measure. Standard error is not the best choice because it estimates score uncertainty. Inter-rater agreement is different because it is one form of consistency between scorers. Reliability does not fit because it concerns consistency, not meaning. Question 58. A CLEP style scenario says all examines receive the same directions, timing, and scoring rules. Which answer best captures it for Clara? Option A, authentic assessment. Option B, portfolio assessment. Option C, informal assessment. Option D, standardized test. The correct answer is option D. Standardized test. This describes standardized test because standardization keeps testing conditions uniform so scores can be interpreted fairly. Authentic assessment is not the best choice because it asks students to perform realistic tasks. Portfolio assessment is different because it collects multiple pieces of work over time. Informal assessment does not fit because it may be flexible and teacher-made. Question 59. Inside a mini lecture, Clara studies why students design a real classroom plan instead of only selecting answers on a test. Which concept fits? Option A, authentic assessment. Option B, standardized assessment. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, forced choice test. The correct answer is option A. Authentic assessment. This describes authentic assessment because students demonstrate learning through realistic tasks and products. Standardized assessment is not the best choice because it uses uniform procedures and scoring. Norm-referenced assessment is different because it compares performance to a group. Forced choice test does not fit because it limits responses to provided options. Question 60. Looking at the clue that students receive a scoring guide describing levels for evidence, clarity, and accuracy, which idea should Clara remember? Option A, norm table. Option B, rubric. Option C, syllabus. Option D, checklist. The correct answer is option B. Rubric. This describes rubric because a rubric lists criteria and performance levels for judging work. Norm table is not the best choice because it helps interpret scores against a sample. Syllabus is different because it outlines course policies and topics. Checklist does not fit because it often marks whether elements are present without quality levels. Question 61. Clara sees that a teacher moves students from remembering facts to evaluating arguments and creating projects during a bright review class. Which concept best explains it? Option A, Erikson stages. Option B, Maslow hierarchy. Option C, Kohlberg stages. Option D, Bloom taxonomy. The correct answer is option D. Bloom taxonomy. This describes Bloom taxonomy because the taxonomy organizes cognitive tasks from lower to higher levels of thinking. Erikson stages is not the best choice because it describes psychosocial development. Maslow hierarchy is different because it organizes human needs. Kohlberg stages does not fit because it describes moral reasoning. Question 62. When Clara notices that a student with a qualifying disability has a legal plan with goals and services in a quiet study group, which idea is being tested? Option A, individualized education program. Option B, lesson plan. Option C, norming report. Option D, rubric. The correct answer is option A. Individualized education program. This describes individualized education program because an IEP documents specialized instruction, supports, goals, and services for eligible students. Lesson plan is not the best choice because it guides a teacher's daily instruction but is not a special education legal document. Norming report is different because it summarizes comparison data. Rubric does not fit because it scores performance. Question 63. During an online prep session, Clara studies a case where a student with a disability learns with non-disabled peers as much as appropriate. Which term fits best? Option A, retention. Option B, standardization. Option C, tracking. Option D, least restrictive environment. The correct answer is option D. Least restrictive environment. This describes least restrictive environment because students should be educated in settings that provide access while avoiding unnecessary separation. Retention is not the best choice because it keeps a student in the same grade. Standardization is different because it keeps testing procedures uniform. Tracking does not fit because it groups students by perceived ability. Question 64. In a morning lesson, Clara asks why a learner gets extended time while the learning target stays the same. Which answer names the idea? Option A, punishment. Option B, accommodation. Option C, modification. Option D, acceleration. The correct answer is option B, accommodation. This describes accommodation because access is adjusted without changing the essential learning expectation. Punishment is not the best choice because it reduces unwanted behavior through consequences. Modification is different because it changes the learning expectation or task level. Acceleration does not fit because it moves a learner ahead faster. Question 65. After reading that a learner completes a simplified assignment with different learning expectations, how should Claro label the concept? Option A, scaffolding. Option B, accommodation. Option C, universal screening. Option D, modification. The correct answer is option D, modification. This describes modification because the task or standard is changed to fit the learner's instructional level. Scaffolding is not the best choice because it gives temporary support toward the same goal. Accommodation is different because it changes access while keeping the same standard. Universal screening does not fit because it checks all learners for risk. Question 66. For a short exam review, Clara connects a strong thinker's struggles with accurate word decoding and benefits from structured phonics with which principle? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, behavior contract. Option C, dyscalculia support. Option D, dyslexia support. The correct answer is option D, dyslexia support. This describes dyslexia support because dyslexia commonly affects word reading and decoding, so explicit structured literacy support can help. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it reports relative test standing. Behavior contract is different because it targets behavior goals. Dyscalculia support does not fit because it focuses on math-related difficulties. Question 67. Could a case where a learner focuses better with short tasks, movement breaks, and clear routines be an example of which concept for Clara? Option A, gifted compacting. Option B, ADHD classroom support. Option C, criterion testing. Option D, classical conditioning. The correct answer is option B, ADHD classroom support. This describes ADHD classroom support because structured routines and attention supports can reduce distractions and support self-management. Gifted compacting is not the best choice because it removes already mastered work for advanced learners. Criterion testing is different because it compares performance to standards. Classical conditioning does not fit because it links stimuli with responses. Question 68. Why would Clara link an advanced learner skips mastered work and uses time for deeper enrichment to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, extinction. Option B, curriculum compacting. Option C, remediation. Option D, retention. The correct answer is option B, curriculum compacting. This describes curriculum compacting because already mastered content is reduced so the learner can pursue more challenging work. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce a behavior. Remediation is different because it retakes skills that are not yet mastered. Retention does not fit because it repeats a grade or course. Question 69. A practice item tells Clara that examples, discussion norms, and materials connect learning to students' cultural backgrounds. Which concept is most likely? Option A, standardized testing. Option B, colorblind teaching. Option C, culturally responsive teaching. Option D, ability tracking. The correct answer is option C, culturally responsive teaching. This describes culturally responsive teaching because instruction uses students' cultural knowledge and experiences as assets for learning. Standardized testing is not the best choice because it keeps procedures uniform. Colorblind teaching is different because it ignores cultural differences rather than using them constructively. Ability tracking does not fit because it separates students by perceived ability. Question 70. Before answering, Clara identifies that an assessment unfairly disadvantages a group because examples depend on unfamiliar cultural knowledge. Which term should be chosen? Option A, validity evidence. Option B, test bias. Option C, reliability. Option D, standard deviation. The correct answer is option B, test bias. This describes test bias because bias occurs when irrelevant factors give some groups an unfair advantage or disadvantage. Validity evidence is not the best choice because it supports appropriate score interpretation. Reliability is different because it concerns score consistency. Standard deviation does not fit because it describes score spread. Question 71. Which choice helps Clara explain why students transition quickly because procedures for materials and movement are practiced daily in a learning lab? Option A, random reinforcement. Option B, summative testing. Option C, classroom routines. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option C, classroom routines. This describes classroom routines because clear repeated procedures reduce confusion and support orderly learning time. Random reinforcement is not the best choice because it gives rewards unpredictably. Summative testing is different because it evaluates final achievement. Accommodation does not fit because it adjusts access for a learner. Question 72. How can Clara classify a classroom moment where students earn points for target behaviors and trade them for privileges? Option A, logical consequence. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, token economy. Option D, mastery learning. The correct answer is option C, token economy. This describes token economy because tokens serve as conditioned reinforcers that can be exchanged for backup rewards. Logical consequence is not the best choice because it is connected naturally to misbehavior. Classical conditioning is different because it links two stimuli rather than using exchangeable rewards. Mastery learning does not fit because it requires meeting standards before moving forward. Question 73. Suppose Clara observes that a student who misuses lab materials must repair the setup and review safety steps. Which concept is shown? Option A, extinction. Option B, logical consequence. Option C, negative reinforcement. Option D, unrelated punishment. The correct answer is option B, logical consequence. This describes logical consequence because the consequence is related to the behavior and helps restore responsible action. Extinction is not the best choice because it withholds reinforcement to reduce behavior. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing an unpleasant condition. Unrelated punishment does not fit because it does not connect meaningfully to the behavior. Question 74. While reviewing, Clara sees a teacher spot small off-task behavior early while continuing the lesson smoothly. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, scaffolding. Option B, self-efficacy. Option C, wait time. Option D, withitness. The correct answer is option D, withitness. This describes withitness because withitness means awareness of classroom events and quick response before problems grow. Scaffolding is not the best choice because it gives temporary learning support. Self-efficacy is different because it is belief in capability. Wait time does not fit because it is a pause after asking a question. Question 75. One interesting clue says a teacher pauses several seconds after asking a question before calling on anyone. Which educational psychology term fits for Clara? Option A, distributed practice. Option B, response cost. Option C, wait time. Option D, withitness. The correct answer is option C, wait time. This describes wait time because wait time gives students more processing time and often improves response quality. Distributed practice is not the best choice because it spreads study sessions over time. Response cost is different because it removes a privilege after behavior. Withitness does not fit because it is awareness of classroom behavior. Question 76. From this example, where a prompt asks students to explain several possible reasons instead of choosing one fact, which answer should Clara select? Option A, closed question. Option B, recall cue. Option C, open-ended questioning. Option D, fixed ratio schedule. The correct answer is option C, open-ended questioning. This describes open-ended questioning because open-ended questions invite elaboration, reasoning, and multiple defensible responses. Closed question is not the best choice because it usually has one brief answer. Recall cue is different because it simply prompts memory of stored information. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it reinforces after a set number of responses. Question 77. Students in a quiet study group discuss why a teacher tells a learner exactly what worked and what to revise next. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, random correction. Option B, summative grade only. Option C, effective feedback. Option D, general praise. The correct answer is option C, effective feedback. This describes effective feedback because specific, timely feedback helps learners close the gap between current and desired performance. Random correction is not the best choice because it lacks targeted connection to the learning goal. Summative grade only is different because it reports performance without next steps. General praise does not fit because it may feel positive but gives little guidance. Question 78. Teachers in an online prep session wonder why a student sets a goal, monitors progress, changes strategies, and reflects after studying. Which principle applies? Option A, social facilitation. Option B, object permanence. Option C, self-regulated learning. Option D, operant conditioning. The correct answer is option C, self-regulated learning. This describes self-regulated learning because learners actively plan, monitor, control, and evaluate their learning. Social facilitation is not the best choice because it concerns performance changes in the presence of others. Object permanence is different because it concerns infant understanding of hidden objects. Operant conditioning does not fit because it emphasizes consequences shaping behavior. Question 79. Can Clara treat students take turns summarizing, questioning, clarifying, and predicting during reading as evidence of which concept? Option A, random assignment. Option B, token economy. Option C, reciprocal teaching. Option D, direct instruction. The correct answer is option C, reciprocal teaching. This describes reciprocal teaching because the strategy uses structured dialogue to improve comprehension. Random assignment is not the best choice because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Token economy is different because it uses symbolic rewards. Direct instruction does not fit because it is mainly teacher-led explanation and practice. Question 80. If Clara must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when one student guides another through practice while both receive learning benefits? Option A, peer tutoring. Option B, portfolio assessment. Option C, lecture. Option D, tracking. The correct answer is option A, peer tutoring. This describes peer tutoring because students support each other's learning through structured helper-learner roles. Portfolio assessment is not the best choice because it collects work samples over time. Lecture is different because it is teacher presentation to a group. Tracking does not fit because it separates students into ability groups. Question 81. Rather than guessing, Clara should connect a child identifies that cat and cup begin with the same spoken sound with which concept? Option A, syntax. Option B, phonics. Option C, phonemic awareness. Option D, morphology. The correct answer is option C, phonemic awareness. This describes phonemic awareness because the learner is attending to individual sounds in spoken language. Syntax is not the best choice because it concerns sentence structure. Phonics is different because it links sounds to printed letters. Morphology does not fit because it studies meaningful word parts. Question 82. Curiosity rises when Clara reads that a learner improves a skill after watching a confident model demonstrate each step. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, Bandura modeling. Option B, Piaget conservation. Option C, Skinner shaping. Option D, Maslow needs. The correct answer is option A, Bandura modeling. This describes Bandura modeling because Bandura emphasized learning by observing models and the outcomes of their actions. Piaget conservation is not the best choice because it concerns logical understanding of quantity. Skinner shaping is different because it reinforces gradual behavior changes through consequences. Maslow needs does not fit because it explains motivation through layered needs. Question 83. A CLEP style scenario says family, school, peers, community, and culture all shape a child's development. Which answer best captures it for Clara? Option A, information processing. Option B, Brenner ecological systems. Option C, Kohlberg moral stages. Option D, Erikson psychosocial stages. The correct answer is option B, Brenner ecological systems. This describes Brenner ecological systems because development is influenced by nested environmental systems around the child. Information processing is not the best choice because it compares thinking to mental processing systems. Kohlberg moral stages is different because it focuses on moral reasoning. Erikson psychosocial stages does not fit because it focuses on lifespan social emotional conflicts. Question 84. Inside a teacher training scenario, Clara studies why a young child uses a caregiver as a safe base and seeks comfort after stress. Which concept fits? Option A, secure attachment. Option B, industry versus inferiority. Option C, avoidant attachment. Option D, authoritarian parenting. The correct answer is option A, secure attachment. This describes secure attachment because secure attachment involves trust in caregiver availability and comfort. Industry versus inferiority is not the best choice because it is a school-age psychosocial conflict. Avoidant attachment is different because it shows reduced seeking of comfort. Authoritarian parenting does not fit because it describes strict parenting style. Question 85. Looking at the clue that two infants differ early in activity level, mood, and adaptability, which idea should Clara remember? Option A, moral reasoning. Option B, temperament. Option C, criterion validity. Option D, self-concept. The correct answer is option B, temperament. This describes temperament because temperament refers to biologically influenced patterns of emotional and behavioral response. Moral reasoning is not the best choice because it concerns judgments about right and wrong. Criterion validity is different because it links test scores to an outcome. Self-concept does not fit because it is a person's view of self. Question 86. Clara sees that a child says "good" because a regular grammar rule is applied too broadly during a learning lab. Which concept best explains it? Option A, code switching. Option B, babbling. Option C, language overgeneralization. Option D, telegraphic speech. The correct answer is option C, language overgeneralization. This describes language overgeneralization because the child applies a learned language rule to an irregular case. Code switching is not the best choice because it shifts language varieties based on context. Babbling is different because it is early sound play. Telegraphic speech does not fit because it uses short two-word phrases. Question 87. When Clara notices that students explain whether a character should break a rule to help someone in need in an after-school class, which idea is being tested? Option A, behavior checklist. Option B, moral dilemma assessment. Option C, achievement test. Option D, aptitude test. The correct answer is option B, moral dilemma assessment. This describes moral dilemma assessment because moral dilemmas reveal the reasoning behind judgments, not just the choice itself. Behavior checklist is not the best choice because it records observed behaviors. Achievement test is different because it measures learned academic content. Aptitude test does not fit because it predicts future learning potential. Question 88. During a student coaching session, Clara studies a case where a study finds that homework time and test scores rise together without proving cause. Which term fits best? Option A, experimental research. Option B, case study. Option C, ethnography. Option D, correlational research. The correct answer is option D, correlational research. This describes correlational research because correlation shows a relationship between variables but does not establish causation. Experimental research is not the best choice because it manipulates variables to test cause and effect. Case study is different because it examines one person or small group deeply. Ethnography does not fit because it studies culture through immersion. Question 89. In a mini lecture, Clara asks why participants are placed into tutoring or no tutoring groups by chance. Which answer names the idea? Option A, matching. Option B, convenience sampling. Option C, random assignment. Option D, random sampling. The correct answer is option C, random assignment. This describes random assignment because chance placement helps make groups similar before the treatment begins. Matching is not the best choice because it pairs participants on key traits. Convenience sampling is different because it uses whoever is easily available. Random sampling does not fit because it selects participants from a population. Question 90. After reading that a researcher changes the type of feedback students receive, how should Clara label the concept? Option A, dependent variable. Option B, control variable. Option C, confounding variable. Option D, independent variable. The correct answer is option D, independent variable. This describes independent variable because the independent variable is the factor the researcher manipulates. Dependent variable is not the best choice because it is the measured outcome. Control variable is different because it is held constant. Confounding variable does not fit because it is an unwanted factor that may affect results. Question 91. For a short exam review, Clara connects a researcher measures quiz scores after using two different teaching methods with which principle? Option A, extraneous variable. Option B, random assignment. Option C, independent variable. Option D, dependent variable. The correct answer is option D, dependent variable. This describes dependent variable because the dependent variable is the outcome measured to see whether the treatment had an effect. Extraneous variable is not the best choice because it is an outside influence. Random assignment is different because it is a grouping procedure. Independent variable does not fit because it is the factor manipulated. Question 92. Could a case where one group receives regular instruction while another receives a new memory strategy be an example of which concept for Clara? Option A, population. Option B, experimental group. Option C, control group. Option D, sample. The correct answer is option C, control group. This describes control group because the control group provides a comparison for judging the effect of the treatment. Population is not the best choice because it is the larger group of interest. Experimental group is different because it receives the treatment being tested. Sample does not fit because it is the set of participants studied. Question 93. Why would Clara link a teacher adds all quiz scores and divides by the number of students to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, range. Option B, median. Option C, mean. Option D, mode. The correct answer is option C, mean. This describes mean because the mean is the arithmetic average of a set of scores. Range is not the best choice because it is the difference between highest and lowest scores. Median is different because it is the middle score. Mode does not fit because it is the most frequent score. Question 94. A practice item tells Clara that a teacher wants to know how spread out the class scores are around the average. Which concept is most likely? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, mean. Option C, raw score. Option D, standard deviation. The correct answer is option D, standard deviation. This describes standard deviation because standard deviation describes typical distance of scores from the mean. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it shows relative standing. Mean is different because it gives the average but not spread. Raw score does not fit because it is the number of points earned. Question 95. Before answering, Clara identifies that a student's report says the score is higher than the scores of 80% of the norm group. Which term should be chosen? Option A, grade equivalent. Option B, standard deviation. Option C, percentile rank. Option D, percentage correct. The correct answer is option C, percentile rank. This describes percentile rank because percentile rank tells the percentage of comparison scores at or below a student's score. Grade equivalent is not the best choice because it estimates grade level performance, often imperfectly. Standard deviation is different because it describes score spread. Percentage correct does not fit because it reports items answered correctly. Question 96. Which choice helps Clara explain why students improve? Partly because they know they are being studied in a tutoring table. Option A, testing effect. Option B, placebo effect. Option C, observer bias. Option D, Hawthorne effect. The correct answer is option D, Hawthorne effect. This describes Hawthorne effect because participants may change behavior simply because they are receiving attention in a study. Testing effect is not the best choice because it improves learning through retrieval practice. Placebo effect is different because it involves improvement from belief in a treatment. Observer bias does not fit because it occurs when researcher expectations shape recording. Question 97. How can Clara classify a classroom moment where students improve over a semester because they naturally grew older, not because of the program? Option A, selection bias. Option B, maturation threat. Option C, regression to the mean. Option D, instrumentation threat. The correct answer is option B, maturation threat. This describes maturation threat because changes due to natural development can threaten conclusions about a treatment's effect. Selection bias is not the best choice because it occurs when groups differ before a treatment. Regression to the mean is different because it occurs when extreme scores move closer to average later. Instrumentation threat does not fit because it occurs when measurement changes over time. Question 98. Suppose Clara observes that a researcher records detailed notes about classroom interactions instead of only counting scores. Which concept is shown? Option A, meta-analysis. Option B, random assignment. Option C, qualitative observation. Option D, standardized testing. The correct answer is option C, qualitative observation. This describes qualitative observation because qualitative methods focus on rich descriptions and meanings in context. Meta-analysis is not the best choice because it statistically combines many studies. Random assignment is different because it places participants into groups by chance. Standardized testing does not fit because it uses uniform measurement procedures. Question 99. While reviewing, Clara sees a teacher studies the effect of a new discussion routine in the teacher's own classroom. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, longitudinal research. Option B, survey research. Option C, laboratory experiment. Option D, action research. The correct answer is option D, action research. This describes action research because practitioners investigate their own settings to improve local practice. Longitudinal research is not the best choice because it follows participants over time. Survey research is different because it gathers responses from questionnaires. Laboratory experiment does not fit because it tests variables in a controlled setting. Question 100. One interesting clue says families are told the study purpose, risks, and rights before agreeing to participate. Which educational psychology term fits for Clara? Option A, informed consent. Option B, debriefing. Option C, random assignment. Option D, confidentiality. The correct answer is option A. Informed consent. This describes informed consent because participants or guardians must understand key information and voluntarily agree. Debriefing is not the best choice because it explains details after participation. Random assignment is different because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Confidentiality does not fit because it protects private data.